So I made a video. I reacted to a clip of Hassan talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and credit when credit's due. Dude was cooking, man. I'm not a regular fan or enjoyer of Hassan. I don't think he's as problematic as a lot of, the commentary community. They pretty much get all their information from propagandists and people like Destiny. They go to their subreddits, they compile stuff, and they watch these clips out of context and like, this guy's the worst person ever, when there are people in the political sphere that are infinitely worse. So it's not about combating bad ideas like these people will claim. It's about, farming content from Hassan because he's an easy dunk in that community. Make videos about him, they're going to do well. So that's just what you should do if you're trying to maximize your profits, i.e. if you're like a grifter, you just like, I just want to make money, and I necessarily don't have a problem with that. I only have a problem when people are lying about it, when they're trying to pretend like, that's not what I'm doing. Like, I actually care. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. But yeah, I made this long reaction about it. It's very long, but like I found something a little bit shorter that I wanted to put out first because I'm so busy doing so much stuff right now. Trying to get my health back in order. Been hitting the gym again. Just got the podcast going. I'm the editor, so I'm always editing that stuff. We do a lot of shows. Just taking care of things around the house. There's so much stuff going on that I'm like, damn, trying to edit this stuff on the side too for this channel. It's not priority because my main source of income is doing the podcast, The Snark Tank. If you guys aren't aware, you should check it out, man. It's a good show. But anyway, I wanted to react to this. There's a segment of Philip DeFranco. He's talking about the situation with Hassan versus Grums, that fucking grifter, that dude that worked on World of Warcraft a long time ago. He also working on his own game that never came out. He's like crowdsourced and, pretty much just stole people's money. And Elon Musk got involved with this whole situation a little bit. So we're gonna take a look at it and just see what happens, react to it.
And from that, next up today, we got to talk about the so-called anti-woke video game culture war once again.
Yeah, I like the culture war, the anti-woke culture war. I always call these people like they're like culture war rejects. Like these are the people that, the people when they're not happy or satisfied with their life, they have to attack and shit on everyone and everything. Like everybody has weak moments, right? When you're like a little bit depressed or whatever's going on, you start projecting these feelings onto people, you start lashing out, and then maybe later that day or later in a couple of days or whatever, you'll come back and apologize and be like, I'm sorry, I just have not been in a good place. The person will understand and you move forward from there. But these people are in like a perpetual state of like sadness and misery and woe, to where they're just in every community of people just shitting on everything instead of just finding things that they enjoy. It's so crazy. The biggest problem that we have in the gaming industry that there's too many video games, and it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. We have this problem, and because of that, can't play every game. If you're an adult, you just can't play every game unless you're in the industry and then you play games that's for a living or something. Otherwise, you got to pick and choose, which is a great problem to have. So if there's something that seems like trash to you, you just move on and play something else that isn't trash. Especially games that have a lot of replay value. Like, why would you waste any time? So for the sake of argument, if you looked at Assassin's Creed Shadows and you're like, I don't care about this at all, this looks terrible to me. Okay, move the fuck on. But it's clearly not about that. It's about just hating, being a hater. Whether you're a video game grifter like Grums and many of people in this space on YouTube, or if you're racist and you're like, oh, I hate this guy Yasuke. I hate that there's a black protagonist. And I'm like, okay. It's to the point where people are just making shit up and saying Yasuke never existed. I'm like, there is a lot of detail of this guy existing. There are books, Portuguese people talking about Yasuke. Like it's silly. That's just how crazy the culture war has gotten. It's to the point where people are even saying, oh, they're disrespecting the integrity of Assassin's Creed. Like, they're deviating from historical events because Yasuke wasn't a samurai. And it's like, when in Assassin's Creed was it supposed to be historically accurate? When? Which game? Point it out. So these guys are always exposing themselves to not being a fans of the Assassin's Creed franchise, because Assassin's Creed has always been historical fiction. Like, there's always stupid shit you've done in the entire series, and it continues the exact same way. And it's interesting that Yasuke is actually a real person, and they usually don't even have real people that you can play. In every other game, it's a fake person made up, so it's interesting that they actually use somebody who actually existed as a playable character, like as a protagonist. So, but let's get into this.
Sparking up because of the game Assassin's Creed Shadows. But really getting into this weird, funny place. Right? I mean, it's gotten to the point where even the company behind the game, Ubisoft, has waded into the trenches and they're clapping back at self-described anti-woke figures and defended creators like Hassan Piker.
Right, like... I've seen this on Facebook and on Twitter that Assassin's Creed have been going hard in the paint on these idiots, these people that are just always crying about shit, and they're doing a pretty good job.
But to fully understand how we got here, we also have to go back a little bit. But really, if you're at all into video games and also somewhat online, you've probably at least heard about some of the controversy. Because really, ever since it was revealed that the main characters of Shadows were a woman ninja and a black samurai, the so-called anti-woke people have kind of been at the game's throat. Well, there's...
By the way, I'm about I'd say I'm about 10 hours into the game right now. I got it through Ubisoft Plus, and it's starting to, at first I was kind of like the prologue was really annoying me. The first act was like, it's a little shaky, like the combat. I'm having some fun with it. Towards the end of the first act, I'm really finally feeling like, okay, this is exactly where I wanted the game to start hours ago. But it's also my fault because in an RPG, I can't help but explore. I can't help but do side quests. So I could have just bum rushed to finish the first act and then really start having the world fleshed out and control it the way that I wanted to. So it's just like, say, if anybody is thinking about playing the game, they haven't played it yet, I would advise in the first act, just do the main missions first. And then once the first act is over, do all the side shit afterwards. You'll enjoy it infinitely better.
There are several things that are hit on. Mostly, they claim that the game is forcing the black character Yasuke into a prominent role when the game is set in feudal Japan. Now with that, Yasuke is based on an actual figure, and there's a lot of historical debate about him, but the most commonly accepted thing is...
Yeah, the whole debate is just like whether he was a samurai or not. There's a bunch of racists that are like, oh, he's just like a servant. It was like he was a retainer. He was an honorable position to be in for to be Oda Nobunaga's retainer. And these people are trying to pretend like it's not. It's just like this is so stupid. And why it's so stupid is none of these idiots said anything at all about any of the other games prior, that Yasuke has been in. Recent games. Samurai Warriors 5. Yasuke's in it. Not a fucking word. He's in the Neo series. Yasuke's there. He's the Obsidian Samurai or the Obsidian Warrior or something like that. Didn't say a word. It's because these people don't actually care about that. It's just Ubisoft, same thing with Hassan, easy punching bags to just grift and to make content and milk these people. Milk them dry. So you have to ask yourselves, if you're one of these culture war people that are upset about Assassin's Creed Shadows, you got to ask yourselves, why were you not upset about Samurai Warriors 5? Why were you not upset about Neo? Answer that question. Try to answer it. Why weren't you? And if you weren't aware of it, that also shows that you're not into gaming. You're not into games that involve feudal Japan. Like that shows you that you're not that interested in this shit. So maybe you want to ask yourselves, why are you interested now?
Is that he was given at least some kind of status in Japan and likely a samurai. Regardless, it's
like some people think he's not, some people think he is. I don't give a shit. He's dead. He's fascinating. And it's cool that Assassin's Creed took him on. And so far from what I've done with Yasuke in the game, fun as hell, man. I love how brutal he handles. I love how brutal, even because he's not like Shinobi. He's not anything like ninja related at all. So even his assassin, it's just called brutal assassination, where he just brutally kills someone and it's so loud.
A game about a secret society of assassins, and there's bound to be some creative liberties, right? And that was all before the game actually even came out. So, ever since its release this month, we've seen figures in the anti-woke gaming sphere like Mark Rum's Kern continuing their crusade against the
this guy sucks so bad, dude.
The game's so-called woke aspects. For example, they bashed that both characters had same-sex romance options.
Like, you see this a lot with the anti-woke crowd, that they either take screenshots, but like whoever did this at first, they went down the path of flirting, of courting the same-sex relationships, the non-binary character, whomever. They went down and pressed the buttons. They did it themselves, only to screenshot this and share how mad they are that they did this. You do not have to do this. There's only one time in Assassin's Creed since the reboot of the franchise, since Origins, that I was really upset with something that they did. And this was in Odyssey. Like, go figure, I actually play these games. So in Odyssey, my character, Cassandra, I only flirted with the chicks, you know, she was a lesbo. But then there was this one character in like this DLC that I shut him down because I'm like, no, Cassandra, don't go that way. And they still made you get with the guy and have a baby with him. And I was like, what the fuck, what is this? Now, see, like, maybe you can make the argument of being mad if they forced you to be Yasuke and be in a gay relationship, but that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. People are going out of their way and doing this gay shit, and then they're getting mad about it. Imagine like going to a gay club and dancing and kissing a dude and then going home and then being seething mad. Like, I just can't believe this guy kissed me.
And so when Hasan Piker did a sponsor stream of the game, it was like a perfect storm for them. But they got to bash a figure on the far left and a game they currently despise. So we
it's a perfect marriage for these fucking grifters.
Saw Kern tweeting out a screenshot of Hasan's sponsored tweet and writing, you can tell a lot about Ubisoft with how much money they're throwing at terrorist platforming streamers.
Ooh, it's so tired. Like the commentary community side, there's like, oh, Hasan's a terrorist sympathizer and stuff with no nuance whatsoever. They just have these allegations of what he's done. And then there's streams of him talking about, no, this is not what happened. Because, you know, I'm one of these people that like to do my due diligence. This is the way that I handle stuff. If I'm not that interested, I just dismiss what I saw. So if I see a clip, I'm like, I don't know if this is out of context or not. If I'm interested, I go find the source and watch everything around it so I can understand what's happening. Sometimes it's hard to find, sometimes because these streams are long and they're not clipped, so you have to like actually look. You have to spend a significant amount of time to actually find stuff. And then if I don't want to do that, I just dismiss what I saw because I'm like, I'm not that interested to find out if this is true or not. I'm just not. Most people do not behave that way. And I wish they did, but I know that's unrealistic. Most people are not wired to investigate, right? Investigating is a very niche thing. That's why everybody's not lining up to be like a detective or something, right? It is what it is. So when it comes to situations like that, and a lot of things that I've seen, like, oh, this guy, this Houthi guy, this Timothy Chalamet guy, terrorist Houthi, and all this stuff, and then I've like watched the interviews with this kid, multiple things, and I'm like, okay, I see, like, I don't know if I can take his word for it, but he's definitely not a Houthi from what he says. None of those people in the commentary community would even know that, because they've never seen anything like that. And this is the problem with this, because they're just interested in grifting and making money. And this is easy to just paint this guy. Oh, he's this, he's that. Hassan's this, Hassan bad. Oh, Hassan's just this. Oh, he's rich, but he's also this at the same time. And I'm like, okay, when have you heard Hassan say nobody should be rich? Pull up the clip. You know, this isn't even just like in defense of Hassan. This is just me doing due diligence to find out the stuff that he's actually said. And there are still plenty of things that he said that I'm like, I have a problem with. But there are certain things that these grifters attach and latch onto that they're just flat out wrong about. But they don't care. There'll even be people correcting them, and then they'll still leave their videos up because they're garnering so many views. Because they're not interested in politics. They're interested in shitting on Hassan.
Then Elon Musk even jumping into the mix and writing, Hassan is a fraud. And then sellout would be more accurate. Objectively, he is promoting a terrible game just for the money.
That sellout would be more accurate. Or Elon Musk calling anybody a sellout is insanity. Elon Musk, the guy who has taken our tax dollars, government subsidies, to have these contracts worth billions of dollars. So what he does is he socializes the investment. Ooh, spooky socialism. Socializes the investment, privatizes the profits. We don't get any return on that shit. Makes all these promises with all this shit, with Cybertrucks, with all of his roadsters, with all these crazy ass Tesla cars. People have documented them well back into like 2012 and beyond. Lied about damn near everything. Do you remember what Cybertruck was supposed to be in the very beginning and how much it was supposed to cost? I bet people listening don't remember. Why they don't remember is because they're like fucking goldfish. If they remembered, they probably wouldn't be a fan of Elon Musk. They'd be like, this guy's a fucking fraud. This guy's a complete sellout, will just absolutely extract all the money from you and give you absolute bullshit in return. That's why Cybertruck is not available anywhere but the United States, essentially. And it keeps getting recalled because it's put together so fucking poorly. But there's still these simps that are like, he's so great. I'm like, great with what? With what? What did he do? Oh, he bought Twitter. Now it's a free speech bastion. Oh, is it? Do you have any idea how many people he's banned from Twitter for simply not liking what they said? And then they'll retort with, well, it's his platform. Okay, but then you can't claim free speech then, bitch. You can't claim it. You know how many journalists have been suspended because he's like, fuck them? Like, he has every right to do it. It's his platform. And furthermore, he didn't even want to buy it. He was forced to buy it. They had to sue him because he knew it was a sucker's game to pay $44 billion for Twitter when it was worth I think 8 or 9 billion. But all this revisionist history is happening with these fucking rightoids and these grifters. They're like, this guy's so great. And I'm like, and what? Even when it comes to games, you want to talk about being fucking like a sellout, and you want to talk about somebody who, like you see, he claimed Hassan's a fraud. Elon Musk paid somebody to boost his Path of Exile 2 account. Everybody knows this in the gaming community. Experts that played Path of Exile 2 have seen it. This guy's a complete moron. He sucks. He's clearly not as good as where his account is. The way things that are labeled in his account is clearly like notes for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so obvious. It's been proven. Everybody knows this that has paid attention to this. And then he has the audacity to call Hassan a fraud. And then you have a bunch of people like Grums that'll still defend him because he's a fucking fraud too. Has a game that he's working on that is just never going to release. You know, took money from people and what? Like, these people, birds of a feather.
Fraud. And then sellout would be more accurate. Objectively, he is promoting a terrible game just for the money. With that, then...
I like that. You know, Elon has absolutely not played Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just like, it's a terrible game. You know, first of all, it's not a terrible game, guys. I understand if you're not into like Assassin's Creed, even like especially the newer versions of it since Origins. Like, I'd be like, oh, I get it. You're like, it's not for me. But saying it's a terrible game is objectively untrue. There's nothing within it that I would say this is fucking terrible, or I just need to put it down. The most I can criticize is their launcher. The Ubisoft launcher is fucking ass.
Turning into an unexpected back and forth with Hassan bringing up the fact that Musk paid someone to play Path of Exile 2 for him at an extremely high level in order to look better at the game than he was writing.
Yep.
This bitch literally paid someone to power level his character in PoE 2. What you mean I'm a fraud? Elon, I challenge you to a duel in Elden Ring. I will cook your fat rolling ass. With that.
Damn, I actually forgot about that. I forgot that Elon was playing Elden Ring and his fucking builds were just ass too. Just ass. Like, he's not good at fucking gaming. He's not good. He has no idea the concept of min-maxing. He doesn't know fucking anything.
Then turning into Grums defending Elon by saying that he wasn't paid to play PoE 2 while...
And he's like, oh, he with no fucking proof. With no proof whatsoever. He wasn't paid to play. Oh, Elon. How would you know this, Grums? Grums, how would you even, how could this, but this is how grifters act. This is how grifters do. It's like the whole thing that happened with, they were using that bullshit to do war, attack plans in Yemen or whatever. And then like that journalist, the chief, executive editor or whatever, got added to the chat on accident. And then it was like the huge fucking security issue. And then you have all of those fucking weaselly bitches that were involved being like, oh, it's no big deal. Everybody knows it's a big fucking deal. When fucking Hillary Clinton was using private emails to do some shit, they were like, she needs to be thrown, something needs to happen to her. And now they're trying to downplay it. Like, this is how these people operate. Inconsistency. If you're a stupid moron in a cult, obviously you see nothing wrong with it. Because you're like, my cult can do no wrong. They can literally do the exact same thing that the opposition did, but as long as my cult did it, it's fine. And it's like, yeah, you can't convince these people of anything.
While asking how much Hassan was paid to play Shadows, to which Musk responded with this classy tweet where he also said that Hassan had blocked him, with Hassan then defending the block, saying that he was tired of Musk's post being all over his timeline after he bought the site. With him then...
Yeah, like, I didn't block Elon, but I absolutely muted him. Because, yes, he clearly boosted his own shit. He's the owner. He's a fucking narcissist. And so his tweets would be everywhere. And I was like, I'm tired of seeing this shit. So I just muted the guy. And then basically it would just not show the things. It would be like, oh, you muted this person. I'm like, great. If I muted them, it must be for a reason. I don't need to see what it is. I clicked on it this one time to see what the fuck was going on, and it happened to be the situation.
And suggesting that Musk should come onto his stream, and later added, if Elon isn't chicken shit, he'll come on the stream. But adding, we all know he won't. He ducked Mark Zuckerberg, he ran away from Jon Stewart, and now he's ducking a Twitch stream.
Yeah, obviously he's not gonna fucking come on. He doesn't like... It's so sad how obvious Elon Musk is a fraud. He's such a fraud in every aspect. And it just sucks that people are so dumb on average that they have no fucking clue. Like, it's like some of the most easiest shit that's going on. Like, oh man, release the Epstein files. We gotta get them. And you saw the little stunt that they did with those little notebooks that said like phase 1 and nothing was in them. Like, that should be enough. If people weren't massively in a cult, that would be enough for them to be like, these people are fucking frauds and they're protecting this notorious pedo. They're protecting him, obviously. Why are they protecting him? Maybe because the commander-in-chief was best friends with Epstein. From Epstein's own lips, recorded, talking about how close he was with Donald Trump. Recorded in an interview. But I know all the sycophants, I know the grifters, I know the cult members, they've never heard it. They've never listened to it before. Because the people that they watch and get information from, or I should say, disinformation from, would never dare touch that subject. They would never dare touch it. And if somehow it spilled into their lap and they had to address it, they would say, oh, this is AI. This is fraudulent. And then the cult members would just dismiss it as such. They'd be like, oh, it's AI. It's fraudulent. And I'm like, this came out before AI was extremely prominent. So what do you have to say to that? It's still fake. Right? And they'll just lie. And then that's it. But, you know, in the real world, to regular people who aren't completely stupid, we understand like, oh yeah, these guys had extreme ties, many pictures together, many flights together, weird pictures of other stuff. Jeffrey saying it himself, best friends with Trump, literally having a house, a skip throw next to each other, next to Mar-a-Lago. They fucking were right next to each other. Come on, guys. Like, you're supporting one of the most fucked up people, but you can't even figure it out. So it's like, yeah, this is this is why things are so goddamn. They can't even figure out that tariffs are bad. Like, this shit is so fucked up, man. Like, I don't even know how. There is no limit to human stupidity, essentially. Like, you think at a certain point, it's like, there's got to be a limit. At a certain point, people, you cannot pull this much bullshit on them. At a certain point, they got to be like, shame on me for getting fooled. At a certain point, you would think. But no, it keeps going. It just keeps going.
Then also reposted clips of Musk's ex, Grimes, on his stream, asking him questions like, why are you so buff? And while he was live yesterday, he also joked.
I'm just antagonizing him now, I guess.
I have Grimes on again on the broadcast. You keep this shit up, Elon. You keep this shit up. I'm going to have Grimes on the broadcast. I'm going to have your daughter on the broadcast. You keep this shit up.
I'd be more interested in hearing from the daughter, because I know one of his daughters absolutely despises him. I'm sure a handful of his kids despise him.
You keep it going. I'm going to interview everybody.
With then, in a follow-up video to all this, Hassan actually revealing that he unblocked Musk so that Musk could reply to his challenge to appear on
there
stream.
You go.
Going on to say,
my challenge is still...
Even though...
simple.
It's not going to happen.
Elon Musk, come on the stream. Show everybody how not afraid you are. Except, Elon Musk, you have backed away from challenges time and time again.
You know, all of
the thing that's crazy is that even if Elon Musk did go on to Hassan's stream and, you know, Elon gets blown the fuck out, it wouldn't do anything. His sycophants would stay there. His cult members would stay there. Everybody would stay there because this keeps happening. A lot of times these people will embarrass themselves, like the Path of Exile thing, the broken promises of fucking all the Tesla cars. Pick something. There's people that document this stuff very well of like, oh, here's all the promises he's made. Here's none of them he's kept. And then I remember seeing, Thunderfoot, if you guys remember that guy, he catalogs a lot of this stuff. And I remember seeing a guy just saying, whoa, man, you're really obsessed with this guy, aren't you? It's like, did you watch any of the videos, cunt? No, of course he didn't. You know, you're afraid. You don't. These people don't want the spell to be broken, and I get it. I understand that. Say, if you're a part of a cult, if you're part of a club, something that you find all this camaraderie. Finally, you're not alone anymore. You're still a loser, but at least you're not alone. You're a loser with a sea of losers. And then if the illusion gets shattered, you're going to be alone again. I understand that. That's like, damn. That's why usually cults have to be dismantled, you know, for everybody to leave. There will be a few defectors, but for the large amount of people to leave, it has to be over. And then they have no choice but to accept that it's over because there's nothing left. So like say if Elon even came out himself and was like, hey, go home, guys, it's over. There still would be a lot of people being, well, he's still there. I still love you, Elon. No matter what, I still love you. You'll still be there. But then if Elon just disappeared, right? Like if he never showed his face again, he was gone. You know, something happened to him or whatever. Then they would have to be like, fuck. I can't even, there's nothing. There's nothing left. I have to face reality that I'm a fucking loser again. And I have no friends and my family fucking hates me because I'm a dumb piece of shit. And that spent all of his money investing in a fucking Tesla shit, and I've gotten no return on it. Oh, man. I love this reality.
This was already enough to make the situation spread across people's timelines, but then things really took off when Ubisoft itself decided to join in and respond to Musk calling Hassan a sellout with, is that what the guy playing your Path of Exile 2 account told you? But then Grums...
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, slap him down, dude. When I saw the tweet first, when I saw that tweet, there was like 600 plus likes to like Elon Musk's 30K of shitting on Hassan. Massive ratio. Imagine being ratioed that badly on your own website.
Attempting to dunk on them, responding with an article that claims Shadows isn't the success that embattled Ubisoft needs right now. But then
since then, they've been putting up some numbers saying that things were pretty big, and this is the biggest launch I think they've had, and this is the most success they've had in a long time. And I really do think that the culture war bullshit is largely responsible, mainly because I know a lot of people tried to do that with the Veilguard, like Dragon Age of Veilguard. There was a lot of people that tried to support it, but the reality was it's just overall it's just really underwhelming. Like, if you know nothing about Dragon Age, maybe you could appreciate the game. But if you knew anything about Dragon Age at all, you're like, fuck, this is underwhelming and zero replay value because I just don't care enough. I don't care enough about the people. It just didn't hit well. That's where I was. I did not enjoy playing the game. So there's no way I could front and be like, oh, I'm going to support BioWare. You know, if they're getting attacked. I'm like, no, I would love to support you if you had a good game. Assassin's Creed Shadows is pretty solid. I haven't seen anybody be like, this game's fucking dog shit other than the grifters that haven't even played it. Like, I saw people like, oh, look at the AI, man. I'm just crouching. I'm all prone and look, they can't even stab me. Look how shitty the AI is. And then you have other people, regular people playing on regular settings. Like, that dude must have been on easy mode or something, right? Just, you can't get stabbed from the bottom or something. But then on regular and hard modes, you get stabbed the fuck on the ground. So, like, people just grasping at straws should be like, this game sucks so bad. And it's like, bro, y'all need to go fucking do anything else, man. Like, damn, go on Tinder. Try to get a fucking date. Just go to the bowling alley. Try to meet somebody. Get some boys. Get a fucking beard. Like, try. Go to a karaoke bar. Try to make friends. Sing something cool. And then people would be like, hey, cool, can I buy you a drink? Like, shit like that. Do normal human stuff. So spending hours trying to pretend this game is absolute dog shit when it's objectively not dog shit. I understand subjectively people can be like, I don't care about this game. I don't like these type of games. I don't care about feudal Japan. I don't like Assassin's Creed new formula. I'm like, okay, fine. That's great. But you can't pretend like it's just objectively, oh, the mechanics are bad. This is bad. This is like, no, it's actually, everything's working okay. The game looks fucking pretty as shit. The countryside is fucking immaculate. Like, if you're just being honest about it, but these people aren't honest.
Social media person at Ubisoft being quick with it and posting, our game is out, which is
Yeah, that was
the
sick.
reference to the fact that Grumps has allegedly been developing a game for years now with no tangible progress. Which
Yeah, I heard it was almost like 2 games, really.
Grumps responded by making a few tweets making fun of Ubisoft and their
And of course, yeah, Grumps is probably one of the most pathetic grifters on Twitter. And I loved it when Colin Moriarty blew him the fuck out on Sacred Symbols, or whichever, I'm pretty sure it was Sacred Symbols. Because Grumps was trying to make all these allegations, just fake shit from 4chan and Reddit, as it always is. Oh, Colin was doing this and this and that, and the people just always making shit up because they got nothing. Like, imagine, that's so, like, you know how, like, there's all these people like, oh, the male loneliness epidemic and stuff. I feel bad for all these boys, man. They're struggling. And I'm like, I don't feel fucking bad at all. It's these people. This shit isn't sexy, man. This shit ain't gonna get women. It's gonna get some insane ones. If there's any women that think this shit's cool, you probably don't like them either. But I'm just like, you're doing this shit, man. It is not, you don't even have to try hard. There are some busted ass fucking couples and some people that are fucking losers and they're still in relationships, man. And it's like, what does that say about you that you're struggling to fucking find anybody? Because really, it's not hard. Oh, maybe if you want to date someone who looks like Sydney fucking Sweeney. Yeah, like, good luck, buddy. But just like, be on your level, date what you think is obtainable, be a normal human being, not spending hours online crying about a game that you don't actually fucking care about. And hey, maybe you won't be so goddamn lonely.
their game by pointing out that an indie game that just came out is doing better on Steam and claiming that their attempts to ratio him and Musk weren't successful. And they are...
That's so stupid. It's like, oh, this is doing better on Steam. I'm like, do you think people play Assassin's Creed on fucking Steam and online? That's the majority of the player base are fucking PC gamers? Are you stupid? Of course they're stupid. It's rhetorical. Like, no. First of all, the Ubisoft launcher is ass. So yeah, it's better if you fucking play on a console. No, most of their games are absolutely going to be fucking PlayStation, Xbox Series X, but I imagine PS5 is going to be gang load, gangbusters. But yeah, no one's playing Assassin's Creed. The only reason I'm like, oh, I bought a cheap copy, or, I got a code from Odyssey. I already beat it on my PS4 Pro, but I was like, oh, I want to beat it on the PC and just, fuck with so I want to mod it a little bit. It'll be fun. But it wasn't like, that's not my first thing. Like, oh man, I can't wait to hop on my PC and play an Assassin's Creed game. Like, of course, the sales aren't going to be super impressive. It's like, do you think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was a super impressive sales on the fucking consoles compared to fucking PC? Steam, it probably, like, it's just, these people are so fucking dumb. I hate it, man.
Well, it is definitely true that Schedule 1 is doing better on Steam. A game like Assassin's Creed also relies heavily on platforms like PlayStation, Xbox, and such to do well,
Obviously.
so that's not a huge indicator. But then also, regarding the ratio, it looks like he took the screenshot right when it happened, because as of recording, it is a blowout, with Musk's and Grumps' tweets collectively getting 81,000 likes, whereas Assassin's Creed's clapback is sitting at 5.
Yeah, when I saw it, it was like almost like 630K.
185,000. And this is, they also went on to retweet their burn against Musk with a quote from their own game, which...
Understandably, why wouldn't you at this point? Take a fucking victory lap.
Also went viral. Right? I mean, it's even gotten to a point where it's spawning its own popular memes, and you have people claiming that the fact that the company...
I saw the dunk one. I saw it. They go back to
and
it.
this is, they also went on to retweet their burn against Musk with a quote from their own game, which also went viral. Right? I mean, it's even gotten to a point where it's spawning its own...
This one right here. That's the one that I retweeted that one, because... Oh, man. Imagine being that fucking guy Grumps, dude. I can't imagine how fucking miserable I would be. Because, like, even in a situation where I'm mostly satisfied with my life, I still have these low moments where I'm like, damn, I could be doing more. I hate the direction my country's going in. I'm having a fucking unelected bureaucrat, robber baron oligarch just dismantling shit and making things worse for millions of fucking people in my country. Like, I hate it. It makes me sad. And I'm like, how fucking sad would I feel if I was spending so many hours lying about video games and pretending like I care about any of this shit? I can't even imagine how much I would hate myself. And be like, I'm spending hours, ignoring my wife, ignoring probably chores, ignoring just everything to sift through Discord or fucking 4chan or Reddit or whatever the fuck they use, and then just collect bullshit to be like, this woke, black guy bad, woman bad, Ubisoft bad. I'm like, yeah, Ubisoft sucks for the most part. Yeah, I fucking get it. But if they get a W, great. Are you actually a fan of gaming? Do you want these studios to fail? Well, yeah, grifters do, because they don't fucking play games. No, I want BioWare to return to form. I want Ubisoft to be on top of its fucking game. Because I like video games, and I care about the industry, and I care about the fucking developers. Like, I hope things turn out better. Why the fuck would I celebrate games, studios being gutted or games failing and shit? Like, I was so fucking sad when Veilguard just did not meet expectations. Because I'm just like, fuck. This was the last entry in this series? This is how it ends? Fuck. And then, you know, like, well, that's just gonna be trouble for the fucking BioWare team. And it doesn't give me any hope for the new Mass Effect that's gonna come out in a few years. I'm just like, Jesus, I hope that they get it right, man. But as someone who fucking wants them to get it right, it's like, I feel not great. But to these pussies, people like Grums are like, good. I'm like, you're a bitch. You're a fucking bitch, man.
Own popular memes, and you have people claiming that the fact that the company stood up to Musk was enough for them to buy the game now rather than wait for a sale.
That is facts, actually. I have seen two people, and Chris Reagan is literally, because I was telling Chris Reagan, hop on Ubisoft Plus or whatever the fuck it's called, where you can do, it's like the Gamer Pass, right? It's like Ultimate Game Pass, essentially. You can it's like $17 a month, and then you can play Assassin's Creed Shadows, the Deluxe Edition. But he just went and bought the game. He was like, you know what? Ubisoft shitting on them so hard. And Chris likes feudal Japan and stuff like that. So he likes the setting of Japan. So that was like the thing that, like, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to support them. I need to play this anyway for his podcast, Sacred Symbols. Something he needs to do. So he actually bought the game. You know, and I'm like, cool. I saw the people buying it. I saw a girl that was like, I don't play video games, but I can't stand Elon Musk. I'm going to support y'all. And I'm like, that's funny. That's funny. I wouldn't do that myself, just if I wouldn't, like, I don't play video games at all, I'm just going to buy it. I would do it maybe if, like, say, I have a relative that worked on this game, and I'm just going to support them or something. It would be to support their art and their work, like what they did. But otherwise, if I'm like, I have no interest in this, I don't typically do that, especially not $70.
All of this is you have some claiming that Ubisoft is buying likes and spending time on this, which is why they're in financial trouble right now. But really, we haven't seen any real proof that the likes were personal.
They absolutely weren't buying likes, because we see that actually Grums bought likes. If you go, there are screenshots of Grums, his tweets having tens of thousands of more likes than they do now. And they were going down every hour and down every hour. It's fucking crazy. And I'm like, I didn't even, the thought of even buying likes it doesn't even cross my mind. I'm like, really? People are doing that? Especially from my point of view, it's not hard to go viral. It's really not. If you're trying to go viral, it's not. It's like, say, if I wanted to go viral like every fucking day, I could just post those gay parodies every day. I just post them when I want because I'm busy. But like, when I post them, they get millions upon millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. They go fucking crazy. People love them. You know, it's just like, you can find little things, and I'm like, it's just the concept of me buying likes is kind of like, I'm like, it's not that hard to go viral, especially if you figure out a formula. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. God, it's
just not to mention that it appears that the success of Shadow has actually helped their stock. Also, with this, I'll say that it's very interesting that a social media team like for Ubisoft is doing something like this. That's kind of rare, because they're at a place where they don't want to alienate potential fans and lose sales. And so you have outlets like Forbes backing this up, writing, it is very hard to get tweets fully approved for big name brand accounts. So to have Ubisoft social snap after months and months of harassment is something to behold. Though I will say,
it is good, because I saw a guy making fun of like because the devs were kind of going dark. A lot of the devs were going dark because a lot of these culture war freaks were harassing them, sending them a bunch of dumb shit online. And so they went dark, and they were trying to like, get ahead of like all the harassment and shit. And I saw people making fun of them. I saw people thinking that was like some pussy shit. And I'm like, The fact that you think going after the developers is a good thing for a video game just existing. What did they do, bitch? They made a game. They made another Assassin's Creed game, another historical fiction Assassin's Creed game. And you felt compelled to fuck with these people? And you think the fact that they don't want to be fucked with is something to be ashamed of or something that should be made fun of? It's like, reevaluate your position, my guys.
I do think that we're going to see more and more of this in the future, especially on platforms like X. Because when it comes to all the different social media companies, there, yes, are a lot of similarities, but also, depending on certain platforms, things thrive more than in other places. And so, when it comes to X, I guess the primary currencies, I would call it, would be clapbacks and dunking on, right? X, Twitter, so much of it is essentially just
dunks. Yeah. That's, I feel like a lot of the dunk, that's all Twitter is now.
People fighting. And so seemingly more and more people want brands to step up. Or when they get hit, they don't want some lawyer speak professional statement. They'd rather the brand respond, sounds like your bitch made. Now, obviously.
Yeah, like just the way that a real person would sound, because there is a person behind it. And so if you think someone's being stupid, why not let them know?
Not all brands.
That's the one thing that, even in remember that people would say the customer's always right. And I'm like, that's stupid as fuck. That's why there's such terrible people abusing people at work, especially how they abuse servers. I'm like, no, servers should be able to clap back. Managers should tell them, get the fuck out of my restaurant, bitch. Like, protect their employees and shit,
For now, we'll have to wait to see if the fuck it will never make them happy sort of mindset is what continues to grow, or if this is more of an outlier situation. But then.
Yep. Well, there you go. So that was interesting. It's really exhausting, right? Like the whole culture war shit. I don't know how these people keep up with it so much, how they're always just doing it, man. It's like at a certain point, y'all gotta take a fucking break, no? Y'all gotta take a fucking break. Just shut up and go do something else. Like, it only works though when there is some sort of punching bag thing. Like, so this was like a perfect storm for them. Ubisoft, easy punching bag. Oh, everybody's the culture where people are talking about DEI. So this must be DEI. Like, they're literally saying they're just racist. They're literally, me, I don't throw that word around like willy nilly. Like how people would just call everybody Nazis back in the day. It's like, okay, that's been watered down. Like, no, these are actual racists because they'll say things like, oh, the mayor of Baltimore, they call him the DEI mayor. And I'm like, oh, you mean the guy that got the vast majority of fucking votes? DEI just means fucking black now. It doesn't mean diversity, equity, and inclusion. It doesn't mean that this guy doesn't deserve the job. That's meritocracy, idiot. If somebody is overwhelmingly voted into a position, that means that most people think this guy's the most competent person to do the fucking job, but they would still use DEI. And these people don't even care about fucking DEI because fucking our administration right now is all DEI. It's diverse morons. People who are unqualified. Nepotism, fucking a Fox News guy. Put him in charge of the military with no fucking experience. Like, you're gonna fucking accuse all these games of all this shit. And you're gonna let this administration run around like this. You're gonna let a fucking lawyer in RFK Jr. be ahead of fucking science and fucking health and shit. A lawyer that wrote a book stating that HIV does not lead to AIDS. AIDS is caused by gay people doing gay shit, like taking poppers. Literally. But I know a lot of these people don't know this shit because, A, they don't like to read. 2, they watch propagandists and they keep all that type of stuff out. And B, at the end of the day, they just don't care. Right? If they cared at all, I think they would be like, oh, I hate RFK Jr. He's been shitting on my cult leader the entire time. He was shitting on my cult leader the entire time in the 2024 campaign, and then at the last second turned heel and joined him. Why would I trust somebody like that? Get him the fuck out of here. He was saying that my leader was not fit to be president. Now he's saying he's great. I don't trust somebody like that. They don't care about that shit. All of the tweets of RFK Jr. are still up of him shitting all over Trump. They're still there. Just a few short months ago. They're still there. This is how much these people don't care about anything. They're in a fucking trance. It's all about their feelings. And, and when it comes to these gaming freaks, people are trying to make a buck, and the other people are just miserable as fuck. That's all it is, man. So many video games. Go play the ones you like, man. Even if you don't like Shadows, don't fucking play it. What a simple and easy and awesome concept. But they can't do that, man. They can't do that. They don't fucking like video games. I feel like people like real gamers are too busy actually playing video games right now. Which I'm actually like, fuck, I want to hurry up and get done with this. Hurry up and edit it, spit it out, so I can go play some fucking video games. Well, fuck, I'm going to make dinner first. Make dinner first, maybe try to, feed my wife, I guess. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I'll see if I'll make something for her. I'm out of here, man. Fuck this shit.